The deadlift starts on the floor. It's a pick up and a put down of an object. So this is perfect for training for grocery shopping, a really important movement to learn how to do properly and safely. So to start, we want to make sure that the right movement is happening before we even think about actually getting it off the floor. So we're going to start with your feet underneath the hips. And from here, we're going to brace our core. So we're going to drop the ribs a little bit closer to your hips. Now, we want to make sure that from the shoulders down to the hip, from this position, nothing moves. We're going to stay in a perfectly straight line. But all the movement comes in the hip joint, okay? And then eventually in the knees and the ankles. So our lower body is doing all the work, and if we've got a really nice tight core to support our lower back, we shouldn't really feel our back. It's going to be stabilizing, but it's not doing all the work. Most of the work is coming from your hamstrings and your glutes. So I want you to just put your arms straight down and then squeeze underneath your armpits. So imagine that there is a $100 bill underneath your armpits, and you definitely do not want to lose it, okay? So you're going to squeeze that really nice and tight. You should feel it right down here. From there, bracing your core, you're going to take your hips back to the wall behind you. Notice that my back does not move. There's no movement in my spine. Okay, and then you're going to squeeze your butt to come up. So that's the first part of the movement, this hinge of the hip. So again, the hips go back to the knees, and then squeeze to come up. The second part of the movement is if we need to get lower than that, is you're going to take the hips back until you get to your knees. You've still got that really nice tight under the armpits. Then you're going to just bend the knees until you get to the height that you need. So my hips have stayed high, my back stays in a perfectly nice straight position because I'm so tight in my torso. And then I've bent my knees so I'm at the height that I want to be at for my deadlift. And then I'm going to reverse the movement. So I'm going to press through the floor, my knees will open again, and then my hips will close for me to stand up fully. So you're going to feel, as I'm going back, a stretch through the hamstrings. You should feel the hamstrings starting to get loaded, and then you're going to come down. Then we're really going to feel like we're pressing the floor away. Press the floor away, squeeze the butt, open the hips. So how that looks with a object is you're going to think about doing the same things to set up. When you're new to the movement, you have to have this process in your setup that's going to help you feel the right things. It should become so natural that you don't need to think about it, but in the beginning, you want a step-by-step process. So you're going to squeeze those armpits, making sure that you can feel that nice engagement through your lats. You're going to brace your core, then you're going to take your knees back, your hips back, until you get to your knees. Now we're at about the height that we want for our bag that we're going to be picking up today. So from here, we're going to press through the knees and open the hips. And we're going to just repeat the same movement, taking the hips back and then bending until we get to the floor. Now, if we want to make it lower, we can hold on a little bit further down our bag, and then we'll have to bend the knees a little bit more. So we're going to drive through the knees, squeeze the butt. Hips go back and down. Now you can load this with anything you like. You can stack up some books in there. I've got some bottles of water. If you own kettlebells, anything like that, you can use that as well. But having the correct equipment should never stop you from being able to do some